And now we're staying in the East and, East of the world. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome our first keynote speaker for the day from the Republic of Korea. It gives me pleasure to welcome Mrs Heejeong Jang. Did I say it right, Young? And
yes, you did.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I spent most of last night practicing this. Right. Mrs. Jang, if I can just do a quick introduction of her. She is the president of Hangaji Sing Parents Association in Korea. She started her career as an NGO activist in the field of women's rights in October 2006. As I've said, she's the president of the Sing Parents Association in Korea. She's received a presidential award in May of 2020 for a contribution to promoting the status of single parents by increasing the awareness of public understanding towards more inclusive society. And her significant achievements in her life so far is that she's been involved in the Republic of Korea in policy-making processes that help, revise laws to support single parents. She's built shelters for families in trouble. She's helped increase the self-esteem of single parents through art and activity. And she's also participated in extending education opportunities in the country. And this is the one that I love the most about her bio. She has led a one-person demonstration in front of the Ministry of National Defense, where she found out that Korean military leadership put sons of single parents into special category with an assumption that they might be problem makers in their military service in 2014. So on her own, she led a one-person, one-woman demonstration. Over to you, Mrs. Jang. Thank you.
So, excuse me, we prepared a brief interview style. So let me just give her a question, 5 questions, then she will answer to that. Thank you so much.
Okay.
President Jang, the first question. So as the leader of a single parent association, would you please introduce yourself?
If I hadn't been a single parent, I wouldn't have initiated my career as a single parent advocate. A psychoanalyst, one of my mentors, said that I am a person who makes a ripple effect, like a centrifugal force. I decided on my married life when my children were 1 year and 7 years old, in order to escape verbal, emotional, and eventually physical violence. I finally recognized that I was putting my 7-year-old daughter in a recognized unstable situation, and I didn't want to affect my younger child. I chose to get divorced when my second baby hadn't even had his first birthday. I desperately wanted a divorce, but in reality, I was overwhelmed by a huge wall of fear. How could I survive and make ends meet while raising 2 babies? I was also afraid of the way people would regard me as a divorcee. I got intimidated, hurt. I didn't receive any support even from my own parents. All I could think is, how could I live my life as a mother of 2 children in the worst housing and having nothing? I could grow a mother and an organizer, Thanks to the support of many people around me, the support would not have happened if I had not identified myself as a single parent. In particular, I met many female leaders through the USA Embassy's Women's Leadership Seminar. This seminar helped me to realize that change can happen even through one single person. At the Embassy's seminar, I met Ms. Heejeong Jang, then a public diplomacy specialist and FWOC ambassador, who made everything possible. As a seminar leader, then a miraculous educational opportunity as open for single parents. For example, Gyeonggi Cyber University gave all single parents a chance to enter the university with 100% scholarship support. So as single parents, we can further ourselves with supports from numerous teachers and supporters. I still have a long way to go, but I have accomplished this much with the hope that single parents and their children can be given equal opportunity without discrimination.
Thank you so much, President Jang. Our second question is, as a single parent, you must have difficulties keeping life and balance. What impact do you think you gave to your children? Number 2.
The moment that I choose to be a single parent, my life restart from the bottom. I felt shame that I should get subsidized from the government. It was true that my divorce meant starting over with nothing. However, receiving the government's support made me feel like an incompetent person. I was very worried about taking care of my 2 children, who were 1 and 7 years old, all by myself. Would I choose to make money, not to feel ashamed of my incompetence? Or would I get to government support in order to take care of these young children? I choose to get help from my country, so I could spend a little more time with my children. I thought the time I could spend with my children would never come back, and in the future I could make money. It also opened another opportunity to meet activists and join the single parent issue. It allowed me to think about human rights, violence sensitive, and gender equality. Unfortunately, I feel I failed to take proper care of my children as I had originally planned, as I spent more time working as a social activist. But thanks to this experience, my children are growing up to have a sensitive toward human rights, violence, and gender equality.
Thank you so much. You must be very proud of your children. And number 3, would you please tell us social image toward single parents in Korea? Number 3, please.
Single parents carry a very negative social image in Korea. That we are those people we break up a family. This stigma mostly comes back to women. People often say, just hanging there a little longer. To her own family, a single mother could even be regarded as a disgrace. The family says that they are proud of the fact that none of their relatives have gotten a divorce. Families try to hide this fact and discourage them for coming to family gatherings. In family events, Korean enjoy showing of success of Korean children and husband. The patriarchal system from Confucian cultural values what others think over what we think. When women become single parents, they are placed under a huge social prejudice. With single mothers in Korea are often called witches who destroyed their husband. Bad women who do not have any tolerance for husbands, and promiscuous women who do not take care of their own body when they have babies out of wedlock. So instead of revealing that we are single mom, we do our best to hide our truth. Unlike other minority groups such as the physically challenged people or multicultural families who cannot help revealing their identity with their appearance. We hide our identities and live wearing a mask. As a result, some of our behavior does not look natural, and it causes a vicious cycle of prejudice against us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And number 4, what difference do you think single parents in other countries might have compared with Korean single moms? So number 4, please.
In Korea, the way people look at single parents is more focused on women. It is the image of women who broken up their families, women who are challenging an existing patriarchal system, and women who are negative and tough. And these women, single parents, are in charge of their children. This negative perspective is transmitted to our children and causing damage to their identity as well. It is truly heartbreaking to see how our children are being treated in our society depending on who their parents are. I am curious about how single parents live in other countries. I am also curious about how people would react when they hear single mom reveal their identity as such. For single parents, what type of support is available in other countries is who they live with. I also would like to know whether other governments would provide different support for married couples and single parents with regard to parental leave, child care, income, housing, etc.
Thank you. Our last question is, so you are speaking your first international speech at FWOC. So to international community, what do you want to ask for?
In Korea, we enacted a single parent family day on May 10 in 2019. I am informed that there is an International Single Parent Family Day on March 21st. I hope that single parents around the world are given the opportunity to establish solidarity among ourselves. I hope you can reveal your identity. We desperately need stable jobs to help children develop. Sorry. I hope I hope you can reveal your identity and support those who succeed as single parents in Korea. Single parents who do not belong to the lowest income bracket cannot receive support from the government. So these people live as if they are different from us. It is unlikely that these single parents with better income would not support other single parents with lower income. I would like to ask for help from international companies in Korea. I hope they consider hiring single mom, and then we can expect quality family time, higher salaries, and better welfare. From these companies, we often hear that Korean companies are concerned that we would not focus on our work due to our concern for childcare. That bias causes more challenges for us to get a job in Korea. That's why a lot of us do not admit that we are the breadwinner for our family. We desperately need stable jobs to help children develop. Thank you.